All right, I figured I'd show a quick update on the planter here. I know in some previous videos, I was kind of talking about how I was redoing the liquid fertilizer system on this planter. So was kind of going back and forth between keeping the system I got with it or going to like a full electric system with a little variable DC pump. Just because the biggest reason being that the hydraulic pump I have wouldn't work on our tractors very well. So it was kind of one of those things where these pumps, you have to have them set up right with your hydraulic return. That way your hydraulics don't get super hot trying to run those. And they don't work well on open center tractors. So I think that's right. So anyways, was kind of going back and forth about what to do, either going to like a PTO pump or switching up and going to full electric. Well, we kind of impulsively picked up a late model International 1086 that's got the closed center hydraulics, and it's got the variable flow on the remotes for actually that you can run like a sprayer pump like this. So since we picked that up, decided, well, might as well stick with what we have. So if you remember in some previous videos, I did show a picture of the original system, and this is pretty much it. So high pro centrifugal pump, and then we've got the Raven flow control setup. So high pressure side comes in, you have a gauge that you can take a peek from the cab, and then it does have this bypass, which with a centrifugal pump you really don't need that. Where if you have a positive displacement pump, you definitely need that, because you don't want to deadhead a positive displacement pump. Just the way the physics of how a centrifugal pump works, you really don't need that. But the one big advantage to doing it this way is you can get tank agitation. So that's kind of what that is. So I figured, well, I'll keep that. I can use this valve to set a set pressure, and then it returns and it's tied in to each tank. So not sure how well it's going to work being so close to the suction. We'll see. You might have to put like an elbow in the tank just to kind of get it to like diffuse or go across the tank. But I think it turned out pretty clean. The only thing I was going to do was add some rubber hose or something, just so that these hoses don't rub on the tank brackets. So we got everything plumbed up, so all three tanks are all plumbed in, and we have shutoff valve and cam locks. So, you know, if I want to winterize this or whatever, clean it out, it's easy to do. I could pull off this hose here for the agitation or the bypass, and then the main suction side of the pump, which also comes off pretty decent. So it's a little tight, but it fits pretty good. So the only thing I should have done was mounted the pump up a little bit further ahead, just to give me a little bit more room so this hose wasn't so stiff to get in there, but it's manageable. So and the other thing is too, once it gets flushed out with water, I might just run RV antifreeze in here and be done with it. So, but anyways, yep, all three tanks are tied in, and then we have a strainer, which the only bad thing about this was trying to figure out a way to keep that strainer so it'll kind of drain. And I kind of had to make this bracket here just with the new style tanks. The old bracket deal wouldn't work, and it was kind of in the way. So kind of had to fabricate something up, and I don't even have it tightened up yet, but it'll work. The only thing is, I just wish that would be tipped down more for draining purposes, but we'll see how it works. Maybe we'll have to modify it. But then we have our Raven flow meter, our Raven control valve, and then our this is just like a boom shutoff valve. So in this case, we're only using like one section control is basically what that is. So we're just, you know, going to use one on the whole thing, which is fine for this. It's just a 6-row planter. So, you know, if you had a bigger planter, like maybe a 12-row, 16-row, something like that, where you kind of wanted to control sections, you could definitely do that. But this is what I had, so stuck with it. The only thing I changed was there was a flexible piece of hose in here. I got rid of it, and I just bought this straight coupling just to kind of clean it up, make it a little bit more rigid and sturdy. So hopefully this will work. And then I got the harness. Harness is all plugged in. Just have to kind of clean up and route some wiring. And I have a Raven SCS 440 spray controller that's mounted in the tractor. So should work out pretty good. To be honest, I don't even need it for this year, but it was just one of those things that this stuff has been laying around for the 2 years since I've had this planter, and wanted to get it mounted so nothing got lost, or just kind of curious if it works. So next year we'll have some corn again, and we'll definitely use it next year. And I just kind of wanted to play with it this year and see if I can get it to work. And then that way it's kind of save some money, not have it hit all at once, because I'll have to still be in the market for another 6-row corn header for next year. So anyways, that's basically what we have going on. It's not quite done. The only thing I still need to do is, this is where I'll come off of here with some type of manifold, and then go to the, basically the factory Deere double disc fertilizer openers is what I'm going to use. So not sure if I'm going to go with like, that hose is pretty rough. I guess I'll be redoing all the hose. Not sure if I'll ever go down to like a totally tubular or some type of in-furrow setup, but for now, this is what I'm gonna try and go from there, since that's what's on here. So, you know, unfortunately, money is a big factor with this, so I kind of just have to take my time and kind of peck away at this as time and money allows. So, but anyways, I think it's come a long way. Hopefully, it'll be a big upgrade from that single tank. Again, that tank was pretty rough, if you recall, in previous videos. And the other deal was I kind of like the idea of having the 3 smaller tanks just to kind of distribute the weight better on the frame of the planter, instead of having a 300-gallon tank with all that thousands of pounds of weight on the center of the planter, and then you're a little bit light on the outer rows. So that's what we got.